Where to begin? Where to begin? I suppose I should begin by apologizing, maybe, to Ravens fans. Ravens fans, I'm sorry that you've been suckered into believing your team is better than it actually is. That was mean. I could eat those words. I very well may eat those words. I'm sorry, I just believe that the Ravens behind Joe Flacco are an 8-8, 9-7 team, probably every year. They might win 10 because of randomness in the league. That's just how I think. And they have a chance to be the first team to 2-0 on Thursday Night Football, so I might feel stupid for that. I might end up feeling very dumb. But it wouldn't be the first time. Because, well, of all the times I felt dumb, the most recent time would be when I picked the Bills to beat the Ravens 19-16, I believe was the prediction I made, and the Bills obviously lost 47-3. So, yikes. Now, I will say that the last team to lose by 44 points in the opener went 12-4 and went to the NFC Championship game. That was Detroit. And the team before that, the most recent team before Detroit, to lose by 44 points in their opener, went 9-7. That was Atlanta. And I think most fans would take 9-7 at this point, although some of you are jumping off the bandwagon. Which, whatever. I'm here to tell you that despite the fact that the Bills lost 47-3, despite the fact that their last 5 regular season losses are all by at least 20 points, despite the fact that in 3 of those, they've allowed at least 47 points. They allowed 54 to the Chargers, 47 to the Saints. They trailed 47-10 in back-to-back weeks against those two teams. And they lost 47-3 to the Ravens this past week. They have a knack for allowing 47 points, apparently. Anyway, despite all those things, there is no way that the Bills are as bad as they looked on Sunday. There's no way. And the primary reason for that, I suppose, is because the quarterback situation is done. It's done. For at least 15 games, I would say it's done. There is no way that the Bills will go back to Nathan Peterman as a starter, barring injury, of course. The keys have been handed over to Josh Allen, and it's Josh Allen's team now. It's week 2 of his rookie year. We might have pictured it going down a little bit differently, but I think if you look back, this is sort of how the dominoes were originally going to fall. The Bills gave Josh Allen the opportunity to win this job against Cincinnati in the preseason, and he fell flat on his face. Honestly, if he didn't get sacked 6 times and struggled so hard in there, it would have never been Peterman. It would have been him all along. It was Peterman because of how well Peterman played in the preseason, of how well he looks in calm situations like practice and stuff. And like McDermott has preached since he got here, the whole culture of like earning the right to play, and the best guys are going to play, and the guys who work the hardest. And like it would have been tough, I think, maybe not to sell to the team. It's just based on his principles, and I'm not saying that this is necessarily right. Based on his principles, it was obvious that it had to be Peterman. It just had to be. And based on his principles now, after seeing Peterman go throw for 24 yards on 18 pass attempts and 2 picks, it's obvious to go to Josh Allen. That much is obvious. Imagine selling that to the team. Imagine selling it to like Lorenzo Alexander, to Kyle Williams, who very well might not be here after this year. This very well could be each of their last years playing football. Imagine going to them, your team captains no less, and saying, hey guys, I'm going to start Nathan Peterman. I really need you to believe in this and trust me, and I really need you to sell it to the rest of the locker room. When there's no way. There's just no way you can do that. And I'm sure they all think very highly of Nathan Peterman as a person. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure of it. And I did believe that he wouldn't be rattled by the Chargers game last year, that he could come out and be like a serviceable, maybe not great, maybe not even good, but like a serviceable player at the position. When defenses are scheming against him, it's apparently easy to get him confused. Like, the Bills couldn't even get a first down They couldn't even get a first down until the third quarter. Like, you get first downs by luck sometimes, by like defensive penalties, by plays breaking down, by quarterbacks just slipping out of the pocket and running for a first down. It's like this is how you get first downs. Like, you couldn't even get one. The Chargers, their opponent this Sunday, had 33 last week, and they lost. So it's Josh Allen. It's Josh Allen, and I'm done with. I don't miss Tyrod. Please spare me that conversation. I don't want to have it again. Tyrod was 15 of 40, and granted, the Browns didn't lose for the first time since like Christmas Eve 2 years ago, but no. Tyrod would have. Am I going to do this again? Am I doing this again? Tyrod would have been here if his salary cap number wasn't $16 million, because the Bills had so much money in dead cap space, they really couldn't keep him. So when the Browns came up with the third-round pick, like the 65th pick overall, it's like, of course. Of course. If Tyrod comes in at A.J. McCarron money, I think Albert Breer might have tweeted this, if Tyrod comes in at A.J. McCarron money, he's the quarterback this year. He's in the same situation he is in Cleveland with Baker Mayfield. It's just with Josh Allen. The Bills are still drafting a quarterback in the first round, almost 100%. And he's still done after his contract year, which would have been this season. They just couldn't afford to bring in free agents like Star Lotulelei and, and whatever, and keep him on the books and have all this dead cap money because they have the most dead cap space in the league. And play Tyrod. I'm done. Oh my God, I hope I never have to bring him up again. And I like him so much as a person. He's such a good dude. So is Nathan Peterman. It's rear view mirror. Why'd you get rid of Tyrod Taylor, guys? Because we finished 31st in passing. Because we're aiming higher. We're aiming higher than that. And hopefully Josh Allen, week 2, rookie year, home opener, it's him. It's him now. Hopefully he can throw a forward pass. Hopefully he can lead us to finish not dead last, or second to last in passing. I think the playbook will be different. I think the play calling will be different. I don't buy into the fact that I talked about this last week. Oh, it's a terrible situation. Here you go, Josh Allen. Here's Kelvin Benjamin and Jeremy Curley and Zay Jones, and good luck and a bad offensive line and what. You can play a quarterback with a bad offensive line. You want to know how you do it? This is how you do it. Hey Josh, it's Coach McDermott. You're going to start this week. That's it. You tell him he's playing. He's going to play. You're coaches. You can game plan protection. He can slide protection if you're comfortable with him doing that pre-snap. If he can, if he gets to the line with enough time to assess what's going on and slide protections and whatnot, change plays. Do you feel comfortable giving him the keys? I think they do, because you're never going back. This is it. Barring injury, it's Josh Allen. Forever. Until he can't play anymore. And realistically, for now, it's at least 15 games. He's got a 15-game tryout, and I would almost guarantee the Bills wouldn't draft a quarterback in the first round next year, but unless Allen falls flat on his face, it would be, even if he does, I still don't know. But hopefully that doesn't happen. It's week 2. Let's enjoy this. Are you excited now? Because if it were Peterman, would you be excited for the home opener? I don't know how anyone really could have been. It would have been like, can't believe we're doing this. But it's not. It's Josh Allen time. So he gets the Chargers in his first career start. Again, real quick, touching on that, look at Sam Darnold in his first career start against Detroit. Lighting it up. Granted, the defense had 5 interceptions, but throws a pick 6 on the first play of his career. Comes back, plays well. I'm not buying that his situation is that much different than Allen's. Like Jermaine Kearse, Quincy Enunwa, Robbie Anderson, Terrell Pryor. Might be a little more proven, a little better than what the Bills have at receiver, but I'd rather have Charles Clay than Eric Tomlinson. I'd rather have LaShawn McCoy than Bilal Powell or Isaiah Crowell. There's weapons there. I'm not buying into the situations being all too different. it is what it is. A good player will make the most of this. It gets really under my skin, and you might be able to be noticing that right now. That it just, I don't know. I'm just, the way that people treated the Bills this past week is embarrassing. Maybe deserved because of how bad the situation was, but it frustrates me to no end because there's no way that they're that bad, and B, nobody wants to see how they could be better. So, or just refuse. They just like, oh, there's the Bills sucking again. Stop. I don't think they're that far off. Like, they might be in the midst of a retooling. I said they weren't rebuilding last year. I kind of still sort of believe that because they have a lot of the pieces in place. They have their middle linebacker, they have their corner, they have their quarterback, like they have their left tackle. Like, the main pieces are there. The most important. The receiver might be next. Anyway, it's the Chargers this week. Chargers pretty much have the same cast of characters that they had last year when the Bills got stomped out by them. Rivers, Gordon, Eckler, Keenan Allen, Antonio Gates, Travis Benjamin might not play with an injury, Tyrell Williams. So, you know who they are on offense. I mean, they lead the league in yards so far, 541 or something like that. And they lost. And you know what you're getting. Like, Rivers throws he had 51 pass attempts last week. He had 18 of those to running backs, 11 to Keenan Allen. It's 29. So like 60% of his passing attempts are going to running backs or Keenan Allen. So I'm sure that the Bills are aware of this. I'm not sure what you can do to stop it, but I know that they love the swing passes. They love Keenan Allen in space, like not really throwing like sideline routes and whatnot, like sideline routes, but like outs, getting him in space. That's what I mean. Getting him in space, throwing the ball to the running back so they can be in space. It makes perfect sense to me. That's the offense. They really somebody like the Ravens had Danny Woodhead a couple years ago. So did the Chargers, and they use Austin Eckler in the same same sort of role. So I would expect more of that. I don't think the Bills' defense is as bad as they were last week. I'd like to see Vontae Davis back in the lineup, considering that he is, like your 9th highest paid player in terms of salary cap, and he couldn't make the team last week because of special teams or something, which makes you scratch your head because then why did he make the roster in the first place, I guess. I don't know what goes into the personnel decisions. I'm pretty confident that Vontae Davis will play, I hope, this week because I don't think he's as bad a player as he was let on in the preseason, so I expect improvement there. The Chargers on defense will be without Corey Liuget due to suspension. Joey Bosa doesn't look like he's going to play with a bone bruise in his foot. So Jason Verrett hasn't had significant snaps in a couple of seasons, but he's not there. So you got your Casey Haywards and your Melvin Ingrams, Brandon Mebane. They signed out of Seattle. Derwin James, fantastic rookie. I think he's going to be a really good player in this league. But still, he had their only sack last week. The front seven didn't really generate any pressure on Patrick Mahomes, who was making his second career start. They forced no turnovers. So the Chargers are favored by 7 points, man, in the Bills' home opener. It's just crazy to me. Given the events of last week, and I can't envision Allen beating Philip Rivers in his first career start. I don't know if I can pick the Bills. Even though the Chargers are notoriously slow starters. They started 0-4 last year. I think 1-4 the year before that. Caleb Sturgis is missing kicks. Like, they can't figure out the kicking situation ever. Like, even back to like Nate Kading. Remember him? Like, they were missing kicks. They're just constantly missing kicks. But if they're scoring touchdowns, it won't make a difference. I guess I got to pick the Chargers to win because I have to see it from the Bills first. I'll say like 27-17. 10 points? No. Come on, Greg. Be better than that. 27-20. Sure. 27-21. Guys, thank you for watching these videos. Thank you for coming all this way to the end. Thank you for dealing with my absurd predictions. You can hit me up on Twitter. My username is the same. My Twitter handle is the same as my YouTube username. Try to talk to pretty much everyone. Been talking to a lot of people lately because people are, jumping over the bridge here. But hopefully stick with it. If you're going to the game, have fun, enjoy yourself, enjoy the home opener, enjoy your weekend. I'll talk to you guys next week. And, of course, go Bills.